I am so sorry that I have to tell you guys this, but we have just got more revenge tariffs. China vowed to fight America to the bitter end, and they might not have been bluffing, because instead of taking back their 34% tariffs like Trump ordered them to, I guess, well, they've done the opposite. They've raised it to 84%. You know what that means? That means America now has a 104% tariff on Chinese goods, which is the highest out of any country, and China has an 84% tariff on America now. And I don't even know, I don't know if it's going to go higher. I thought that it wouldn't go higher at like 10%, but here we are. And, just to give you a context, some of the things made in China include everything. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Products like iPhone, a lot of Apple products, iPads, PlayStation 5s, Nintendo Switch, a substantial amount of Nike footwear, Adidas shoes, clothing, TVs like Hisense, TCLs, the list goes on. And I don't know if Trump is going to go higher than 104, but he did just post urging companies to not wait and move to the United States now. As we hear more, I'll keep you guys updated.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, and the sincere salutations to the hopeful elect, and also a healthy shalom to the few Akwath who are listening and learning. Lord's willing, this lesson be edifying and straight to the point. Hey, DJ Trump, the great white hope, is sort of bring you people from riches to rags, man. What little you have. They already destroyed the middle class in 2020 during that C19er. They eroded the middle class, small businesses, and he is continuing the trend. DJ Trump, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's following the agenda of the elites, and it's basically bringing hell on you people. Okay? Matter of fact, this is all part of this devil coming down with great wrath. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is Revelation 12 and verse 12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is coming down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Right, he has but a short time to implement his new world order, to establish his digital currency, his central bank digital currency, CBDC for short, and also to chip the people with that RFID microchip implant, not to mention brain chips like Neuralink and so forth and so on. So this is all a part of this devil coming down with great wrath, man. Okay, bringing hell upon you people in the guise of making America great again. I said it before, and I'll say it again. You people thinking that Trump is going to make America great, you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt until he completely destroys you. And these tariffs that he's putting on China, 104%, that's unheard of. Imagine going to go buy a PlayStation for your son or daughter, and I think they run around $400 or $500, and that doubles in price. Instead of paying $500, you're paying a grand. Hey, but the Heavenly Father spoke of these times that we're living in, and this is why the watchmen are warning you. Okay, so let's grab, and Salaki, I'm a little under the weather. Let's grab Revelation chapter 6 and verse 6 in the NLT. "And I heard a voice from among the four living beings saying, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. And don't waste the olive oil and wine." Right. And these are the times that we're living in. Okay. Where your common essentials are going to cost a day's pay, a day's wage. The average American makes around $15, $20 an hour. An 8-hour day. I think it's around like $250 or something around there. And this is what the Heavenly Father is doing. Okay? Destroying this economy is one of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's plagues. And cost is going to go up dramatically. You know, you've heard of inflation. I'm talking about hyperinflation. And if you don't know what that is, take a look at this quick clip.
This is the 1 million Bolivar. It's from a country that has the largest oil reserve in the world. Venezuela was considered one of the richest countries in all of South America, but due to mismanagement and sanctions, they actually experienced severe hyperinflation in their country. To solve the issue of hyperinflation and create a more stable economy, the government decided to drop the 5 zeros from the fuerte, completely removing it from circulation to make way for the Bolivar Soberano. But it didn't solve the situation. Bolivar Soberano kept losing its value and prices were increasing by the day. People had to use bricks of money to buy simple product.
And what you people don't realize when it comes to tariffs on aluminum and iron, you may think, well, hey, that's not going to affect us, too much. But what is your canned goods packed in? Okay? Food is stored in, aluminum cans, iron cans. So it's going to affect food, whether directly or indirectly. All right? So from here, let me just play a little bit of this article from NPR. All right?
Trip to the supermarket has been a wallet-stretching experience for quite some time. Now, economists warn that President Trump's latest import tariffs, set to go in effect on Wednesday, mean that groceries are likely to become even more expensive. NPR's Scott Newman has been looking into this. Scott, thanks so much for being with us.
Good to be here.
What food could see the biggest price increases?
Seafood. The U.S. imports around 80% of the seafood we consume. That's fish, but also other things like shrimp and scallops. We get a lot of it from Asian countries that have high tariff rates. India with a 26% rate and Indonesia with a 32% rate. So if these countries pass along to consumers even a portion of their higher costs, the price of seafood could skyrocket.
And what else might be affected?
Well, I spoke with food industry analyst Phil Lempert. He also edits a site called supermarketguru.com.
I would estimate that probably almost half of the products in a supermarket have some issue that these tariffs are going to affect.
So another item on my list is coffee. Something like 80% of the coffee consumed in the U.S. each year comes mostly from Brazil and Colombia. They only have 10% tariffs, but as most of us know, coffee prices are already high, and this might force us to rethink our morning routines. Then there's alcohol. The U.S. gets a lot of its imported beer from Mexico, the Netherlands, Ireland, and Canada, and a lot of its wine from European Union countries that will now have a 20% tariff.
And I guess it looks like a lot of Asian countries will face higher tariffs also.
Right. We already mentioned seafood, but another major export from Asia is rice. About a third of the rice the U.S. consumes comes from there. Jasmine rice from Thailand, which will have a 36% tariff, and basmati from India, which faces a 26% tax. Kenneth Rogoff, a Harvard economics professor, says some minority communities that rely on imported food are probably going to be affected.
And I suspect Asian Americans, particularly, but all of us, are going to face a big hit.
Scott, do you have an idea of how much prices are going to rise because of the tariffs?
It's too early to say. There are just too many factors at play. For example, you wouldn't immediately think that steel and aluminum tariffs on China would have any impact on groceries. But for canned goods like soup and vegetables, those cans are mostly made out of steel. And of course, beer cans are mostly aluminum. Then there's palm oil. Indonesia, a leading supplier, will have a 32% tariff. Palm oil is used in everything from cooking oil and snacks to cosmetics and shampoo. Domestic suppliers, too, could see the higher costs of their foreign competition as an opportunity to raise their own prices.
NPR correspondent Scott Newman, thanks so much.
Thank you, Scott.
Hey, so there you have it, man. Things are about to get real chaotic around here, man. Real chaotic. Expect prices to increase and expect, matter of fact, let me grab because these are things that we've been telling y'all. We're broken records. And we're getting tired of telling y'all the same things. It's getting to the point where the same precepts are coming out week in and week out as we get closer and closer to the end. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Right. It ain't gonna need it ain't, there's going to be no need for these grocery stores and these big box stores to hold inventory, because the prices are going to be so high on the merchandise that they know people aren't going to pay that price for them. So it's going to get to the point, it's like, hey, why even hold stock when no one's coming to buy? And when everything's too expensive, people are going to resort to what? Taking. They're going to resort to taking. And that's going to bring about sedition. That's going to bring about chaos in the streets. That's going to bring about that get it how you live mentality. All right. So beautiful, 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 beautiful times, man. Prepare for things to get worse. Salakia. Lord's willing, this was edifying. Shalom, Israel. Wa abad.